Hello everyone and welcome to another Top 5 Records video. Yesterday, after an already rather successful record store day, there was another incredible event here in the Netherlands. Because every 6 months we have the largest record fair in the world. And it used to be in Utrecht, but during Corona times they changed from Utrecht to Den Bosch, which is a little bit more south in the Netherlands. For me, that's about an hour traveling from Amsterdam. But then you will enter the Brabanthallen and you have an incredible experience. And I'm going to share with you my experience and what I bought because I didn't buy enough already on Record Store Day. And actually, although Record Store Day had some beautiful, really gorgeous new releases, this year was very, very good. Finding these old records at the record fair, that's what it's all about for me. Now, the last couple of years, if I went, and I didn't go every time because it can be very crowded, and sometimes people can be very pushy. And my favorite experience of buying records is actually going into a town, any town that has some record shops, and find titles there. Go for a coffee, go with friends. Um, it's a social and also a an experience which I explore a town. It's that's rather nice. It's a day out. It's a day of shopping, really. And the record fair, you got to imagine the following: there are these large halls, but really large halls, and everyone can rent a stand. These are record sellers renting a stand, and they're coming from all over the world. I always go to stands from the UK and the US because I find their pressings the most interesting. There are a lot of German stands, and there are hundreds of and hundreds and hundreds of stands in two halls. There is a concert stage, and the last couple of years it was pretty busy. But I always went on a Saturday because I thought all the great titles are there on the Saturday. But this year I wanted to spend Saturday fully engaging on Record Store Day, so I thought I'll go on a Sunday. So I went there with a friend of mine, and this was by far the most pleasant uh, of their organized vinyl fairs ever. Why? Well, the entire atmosphere was a lot more calm. It was more chill. There were less people. There was less pushing. The Sunday was a so much better experience. And the idea I had that all the great titles had been sold on Saturday, well, that was the biggest, dumbest idea I ever had. Because yesterday I found a lot of records that I had been fanatically searching for the past couple of years. And I'm going to show you and I'm going to talk you through them. First one I'm going to share with you is this one. It's the immortal Mississippi John Hurt. For the last half year, I've been diving deeper into the world of blues music. And I believe I was in Münster, in Germany, in about October or November. And then I found my first record of Mississippi John Hurt, which was the Last Sessions. And I was looking for him because on the website Rate Your Music, they have a list with the best blues albums. And I believe the Last Sessions is at 22, but there are two records of his that are even higher on that list. This is one of those. And I fell in love with Last Session, so I really had to find myself one of these pressings. But it's so tough to find here in Europe. You can find on Discogs. I'd rather not go to Discogs because I sometimes do it when a record is really hard to find. But shipping is expensive, especially when you want to ship out of Europe. And these blues records, this doesn't have a European release. There are no European pressings, if I'm correct. But I have been searching the last couple of months now and then. Is there anyone nearby? And I found one about a week ago in Germany, but I'm not sure about the condition. And it was a first pressing, and I really want first pressing. I don't want a reissue. I want to experience the original sensation in the grooves. So when I found this, um, at a stand. I was just thrilled because take a look. This is from 1967, if I'm correct. Yeah, 1967 or 1968. Beautiful, thick cardboard. I already gave it a wash, but it's in near mint condition. And it's a first US pressing. So I was so thrilled to find it. And this was the beauty of the fair. Yesterday, this was priced €35, which I think is a very, very fair price, especially since the condition is near mint minus. But you are able to negotiate on the Sunday because the day after people they have to leave, they would rather sell the records. But that wasn't the only one they had at the stand. Now hear me out. On the Rate Your Music Best Blues list, there is another Mississippi John Hurt record. And I have been looking all over for the internet. And they had it. It is called Today. And this is fourth in the list of best blues albums ever. Now, I was so absolutely thrilled to find it. Because this is not only near mint condition and a first American pressing, it has still the shrink wrap. And I have never seen a record of this age, of this genre, out of America from 1966 in such a beautiful, untouched shape. And it was priced $25. And I took the both with them. I took the both of these records with me for $55. €55. And then you have a near mint first American pressing, still in shrink wrap, of Mississippi John Hurt playing Today. And yesterday I got home. A friend of mine was with me, and we took some beers. We took some good French cheeses. And the friend that joined me the day before on Record Store Day also came over, and we gave this a spin. And that is what it's all about. You find something that you engage in the process of finding a record. You hope that it will sound like something you've heard before or goes beyond that. And then when the needle hits the groove, you experience something like this. You experience a man who is completely intertwined with his music, with his surroundings, with his stories. That sounds stellar. It sounds better than when he would have been in the room because the recording was also very good. And his stories, his songs are so good, so pure. It's as if I'm stepping into a time machine and I'm traveling to the Mississippi Delta. And John Hurt gives me his life story through these songs. And you're sitting there with your best friends with a good Belgian beer. And you enjoy such a gorgeous treasure. That is what it's all about for me. And after this video, I just cleaned the record here. I didn't clean it yesterday because I just wanted to spin it immediately. I even cleaned it, and I'm gonna listen to it again because I just fell so deeply in love with his voice, with his technique, with the atmosphere he creates. This is what the record fair is all about, and I was so damn lucky. And although these two here, these were two of the records I've been looking for about 6, 7, 8 months now. This is not the only stuff I found that was on my wish list. Coincidentally, 6 years ago, I started to fall in love with country through, actually Kris Kristofferson was the first one. And I've been looking ever since for a first pressing of his first album, because his first album has some incredible songs. I only have a bad repress, a Dutch repress, which doesn't sound that great. And also the cover of that pressing is just horrible. So I've been looking all over the Bay Area last year. I've been looking all over Manhattan and Brooklyn to find a good pressing, but I couldn't find that first Kris Kristofferson album. I've been looking all over London, but especially in Europe, it's so hard to find. And I almost gave up hope to find it. And then yesterday, at the final loads in the record fair, I found a near mint copy. Take a look at this. A near mint copy. Beautiful thick cardboard. I mean, gorgeous label. It's near mint. It is almost, it's as if it's unplayed. So yesterday, we gave this a spin. And then you hear the first time Me and Bug McGee was pressed. And you hear the deep quality of the voice of Kris Kristofferson and helped me make it through the night. And Sunday morning coming down. Oh man, I knew these songs. I've been listening to Kris Kristofferson so many times. I know his work, but it touched me. It was thrilling, so thrilling to find this and to listen to it. And that's not even all. I found another holy grail I've been looking for years. It was a beautiful day. This one, Asia. And not just Asia. I have a couple of Asias here. I have the UHQR of Asia. I have the AAUS version. I'll tell you about that later. I have a first UK pressing, but there is a mythical pressing of this record because the first pressing was mastered by Bernie Grundman, and they released it. But shortly after the release, the label ABC Records switched it in a category of catalog or something like that. I'm not sure how it precisely works, but it was under an AA or no, an AB price tag, and then they switched to an AA price tag. And they, in the year of the release, switched it, gave it a different pressing, and that is the one that's more commonly available. But the AB is mastered by Bernie Grundman at that moment in time by the master tapes. And we're talking about a record by Steely Dan. I mean, these guys are audiophiles. And Bernie Grundman is one of the best mastering engineers ever. And in a certain way, that AB is the Bob Ludwig Led Zeppelin 2 equivalent to the world of Steely Dan. And I've been searching for so long. Again, when I was looking in the record stores in the United States looking for Kris Kristofferson, I was also looking for this Steely Dan Aja. And I actually bought one on Discogs because I was getting bothered that I couldn't find one. I ordered an AB and I got an AA, and I was just so mad, but the record seller just honestly didn't know the difference. It's in the dad wax, it's on the label, but he made a mistake and he returned my money. I mean, my experience in Discogs is people are very fair. But I couldn't find another AB. I couldn't find one. And then I walked to a stand by an American record seller and I found it and it said AB, 50 euros, but they gave it to me for 40. Which still is a lot of money, but not for this pressing, not if you've been looking for it so long. I can't say it's near mint, but it's Fiji Plus. And I compared it last night to the UHQR. And, I want to tell you what I think, but I'm going to do a video and give it another spin and a good comparison. And I'll tell you all about the difference in sound between the UHQR, the first UK, the American repress, and the AB Bernie Grundman. But I can tell you one thing. Me and my friends were just completely thrilled by all the gorgeous sounds we heard yesterday, drinking our beers, listening to these records. I mean, to me, this was what record collecting is all about. It's one of the most fun parts of life. I got this one as a present from a friend of mine, Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. This is an Andrew Lloyd Webber, Tim Rice production. Um, they made this before Jesus Christ Superstar, which I probably will be playing later this week because it's Easter time. And yesterday, I think this is the first or second British pressing. I actually think it's a second British pressing because it doesn't have the blue or red stereo element on the back, but it's definitely a very good sounding British copy. And I'm not sure what the title of the song is because I always listen to the Dutch version, Sluit alle deuren af, close all the doors. Might be something like that. Gave that a spin and it was lovely. Lovely. And that was not all. I found another record because I'm really in a blues vibe at the moment. And another stand had a promotional, not for sale copy of the Coast to Coast Blues Band, Anywhere, Anytime, Any Place, by John Lee Hooker. And I love John Lee Hooker. And again, this is in Fiji Plus shape, a promotional copy. The disc itself is near mint minus. I paid $20 for it. The Sunday is financially so much friendlier. Now, yesterday, the record fair in Den Bosch has been one of the best I experienced. And I hope next year's editions will give me wonderful stuff like this because, man, what an amazing day. What an amazing record weekend. And stay tuned to my channel to find more videos of Record Store Day releases. The next couple of days, I'm going to be reviewing the Prince 3-disc live show. I'm going to be reviewing the Smashing Pumpkins Record Store Day release. I'm going to be talking about the Soft Machines Record Store Day release. So this week, stay tuned for this gorgeous Record Store Day weekend. See ya.